Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be taking a look at a puzzle called Yin Yang Counting Circles by Dag H. This has been recommended to us, well, unsurprisingly perhaps, a few times, and is 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, but apparently it might be, if you know some tricks about counting circles and or yin yang, it might be a bit easier than that. Lots and lots of really wonderful comments about this one, so I'm looking forward to having a go at it in a moment or two's time after another day of quite horrendous weather here in the UK. I do not know what is going on with the weather, but it is no fun at all. Now, what do I have to tell you about? Well, there's a crossword video. We released, is it the 54th edition of our Times Masterclass series? So on Fridays, either Mark or I tends to solve the Times crossword in an extra video, and that went up this morning, so do check that out if you're interested in getting into cryptic crosswords, and you should be, definitely. Other news, we got sent a wonderful photo. Let me I got it. Yes, I have got it. Look at this. That's about 2,000 IQ points right there, from the Gathering for Gardener conference. These are some names I'm sure many of you will recognize from the world of Sudoku. Let me see if I can get them. This is Directionary. That's missing a few cards. That's Full Deck. That's Grockles. That's Gabe. Is it Gaby K? Is that how you say your pseudonym? Falcone. None other than Tantan Dai making an appearance. The world Sudoku champion. Christopher Moore, Lumos. It's just absolutely fabulous. And apparently, yeah, so there was a lot of love for Sudoku at the Gathering for Gardener, which is, yeah, that's great to hear. Other news, I've got a birthday to do. Let me wish Matthias a very happy 31st birthday. And this is from your friend, is it Johan? I'm never quite sure how to pronounce. It looks like Johan to me. I think that is the French pronunciation. But Matthias, I'm told that you like banana bread, especially if it's made by your girlfriend Fanny. But banana bread, no. That's no good at all. That's no good at all. It really needs to be chocolate cake. It's certainly not banana bread. Well, anyway, Johan told me that the two of you like to play board games, and your favourite is Res Arcana. I've never played that. I'm probably saying it wrong. But you're a slightly bad loser. I think that's really harsh. But anyway, Matthias, I hope you have a very happy birthday, and I hope you don't have banana bread. But that is all the news I've got. No, do I have anything else? No, nothing. The Patreon reward videos are coming soon. I forgot to check what you all said about region geometry in my 3.5-hour Sudoku video, but I presume it was that you didn't want to watch it. Let's and I wouldn't blame you one iota for that. Let me read you the rules of Yin Yang Counting Circles by Dag H. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Yin Yang. Colour the entire grid in 2 different colours, so that A, each colour constitutes one orthogonally contiguous region, and B, no 2x2 square of cells is entirely one colour. So I have a classic example I like to do of how this could look, and it is this. Boom. And that could be one colour, and this could be another colour. And if you have a look at either the green or the blue, you will see that it does obey the rules. So an orthogonally contiguous region, what does that mean? Well, it means that you can connect throughout the shape through cells that share an edge with one another. So if we were to introduce this cell into blue, the top left-hand cell, that doesn't work. In fact, I might change green to orange so that the contrast is better for people with any colourblind issues. This blue cell is not orthogonally connected to the rest of the blue region because it only touches the rest of the blues at a point, and that's not good enough. So let's go back to this, and you can see I think there are no 2x2 areas that are just one colour. So this is a potential shading of the grid that would obey the yin-yang rules. And then we've got counting circles. So a digit in a circle indicates how many times that digit appears in circles. So if you put a 5 in a circle, that would mean that there must be 5 circles with 5s, exactly 5 circles with 5s in. Right, one more rule, I think. Let me just check the scrolling. Yeah, one more rule. All odd digits in circles are one colour. All even digits in circles are the other colour. White dots separate consecutive digits of opposite colour. Ah, okay. So the white dots are doing more than usual here. So normally, if you put a digit on a white dot, let's put 2 here. This square here now either has to be 1 or 3 to be consecutive. Here there is another constraint going on. So basically the white dots are dividing the colours for the yin yang shading. So we're going to have to bear that in mind as we have a go. Do have a go yourselves though. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And there are a number of secrets that we can avail ourselves of to solve a puzzle like this. I don't know whether to start with yin yang or to start with circles. Circles, my basic tip is to count all the circles. Let's do that. So that looks like 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 is what I got there. But don't worry, I'm going to counter them again, this time using the columns, because if you get this count wrong, we could lead ourselves on a merry dance. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. I got 21 again. Okay, so it's probably 21. 21 circles. Which I'm just wondering if I can say anything immediately about that. I can certainly say there's no 9 in any circle. And the reason for that, obviously, is that if we did put a 9 in a circle, there would have to be 9 9s in circles. And there are only 9 9s in this Sudoku puzzle. And the 9 that lives in this column would not be in a circle. So that's, in fact, not going to be possible. In fact, I am going to actually, I have spotted something else here, which is definitely relevant. I know my triangular numbers fairly well, at least the low ones, and therefore I do now know what the digits are in all the circles, which feels a little bit lucky, but I do know it. And the reason I know it is because I can count to 6. And if we look at row 2 of the grid, there are 6 circle digits. Now, if I filled those with the minimum I could, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, that would imply that there were 6 circles with 6s in them, 5 circles with 5s, 4 circles with 4, 3 circles with 3, 2 circles with 2, and 1 circle with 1. And that must be it, because there are 21 circles. And the triangular number for 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 21. So that's already very beautiful. I haven't even thought about yin yang yet. I haven't had to share any yin yang secrets. Right, I can get a digit here as well. Oh, this is gorgeous, actually. I love puzzles like this, where I don't know whether it's if you know a few secrets or if you can just... I can almost feel how the constructor has made the puzzle. This cell, I think, is just available to us, isn't it? And that's because there are also 6 circles in column 2. So we know that one of the circles in column 2 is a 1, because these digits are all different. But we know that one of the circles in row 2 is a 1, and there is only one circled 1 in this puzzle. So it must be at the junction. That's a 1. Now, the next thought that occurs to me is where are the 2s? There are 2 circled 2s in the puzzle, and one of them is going to be in those 5 squares, and one of them is going to be in those 5 squares. So no other circle. This is beautiful. I can see loads of things about this. So now. The two circle 2s are in the green and the blue. So these digits are 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruple. And one of those digits is therefore a 3, and it is a circled 3. But in green there must be a circled 3, and in blue there must be a circled 3, so there are no other circled 3s in the puzzle. So everything else is 4s, 5s and 6s, and that's a 4, 5, 6 triple. So that does the 4s. That does all the 4s, because there's a 4 circled there, there's a 4 circled here, there's a 4 in green, there's a 4 in blue. So there's no more circled 4s anywhere. That digit is the same as that digit by a process of Sudoku. And can we go any further than this? We might well be able to. So it's just going to be, these 3 digits here are 2 6s and a 5, aren't they? Now, can we get those? Oh, I'm not sure. I have a feeling we can, but I can't immediately see how to do it. I've got to get 6 circled 6s and 5 circled 5s. And at the moment I've got 4 circled 5s, so I need a 5th one from these 3 squares. I'm really sorry. If you can see how to do that and you're getting frustrated with me, I can well appreciate it, because I'm getting frustrated with my brain here. I think there's a way to do this and I just can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, let's try other things then. Let's try... Well, now do we go to Yin Yang? Have we exhausted? No, I haven't exhausted Sudoku yet. No, I refuse to accept it. I'm going to carry on with Sudoku, because the gaps in this row must be 7, 8 and 9, mustn't they? And that was going to apply in column 2 as well. They've got to be 7, 8, 9. That's not 7 by using the given digit that we got today. That is interesting. This is an 8 or a 9. It's got to be consecutive with this digit. And it can't be 7, so that's an 8-9 pair. So now, where does 7, 8 and 9 go? In this box, and they go in these 3 squares, which means these squares are a 1-2 pair, which means the rest of this row is 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s again, I think. Maybe 3, 4, 5 and 6. Oh, my phone is buzzing. What about that digit then? That digit's 2 or 3, because it's not 4, 5 or 6 by Sudoku, and yet it is a circled digit, which, yeah, maybe that's the point. Maybe I have to double click all of the circled remaining digits and put in the options. I know this is slightly pencil marky, isn't it? That digit can't be 2 or 3 now, because it's got to be consecutive with 5 or 6. We said that was 2 or 3, didn't we? 7, 8, 9. Ah, okay, so we can do something in column 2, I think, by parity. Right, if we have a look at column 2, we have got a 1, 7, 8, 9 already approximately placed, and that uses up 3 of the odd digits in the Sudoku. So we've got the odd digits are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. But a white dot is joining consecutive digits, so it's always going to have an odd digit on it, and an even digit as well. But there's an odd digit there and an odd digit there, therefore. And that's all the odd digits now used in the bottom 8 cells, which means that top cell is even. Which means that, that's got it. Now we've done it. If this is even, this is an odd digit in the corner, because this is a consecutive pair, and now that's the 5 that we were looking for to complete the quota of 5s in the circles, which means these two squares are both 6s. Oh, this is just, that's a 6 by Sudoku. This is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, well, now that's not 6. Hang on, let's just think about this, because there could well be a panoply of things we can do here. That's not 6 for sure. That's not 6. We might have to start thinking about Yin Yang now, because that circle is on the border. Actually, both of these circles are on the border. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. That's certainly, I think, a legitimate thing to think about, in the sense that this is an odd circle digit. So I'm going to make it orange for odd. This is an even circle digit, so I'm going to make it blue and maintain our colorblind friendly nature. And now, well, now this orange cell has to get out to touch its friends, and we know that there are friends in the grid, because there can't be, for example, down here, this couldn't be a 2 by 2 of blue, because that would break the rules of the puzzle. So there is an orange down there, so this orange certainly has to touch some other orange in the grid, so that must be orange, and that's odd therefore, so it's not 2, 4 or 6. So that's apparently just given to us as a freebie. That's just a 3. Sorry. Oh, now this is a 2. Okay, so that's very helpful. So now there's got to be an odd digit in this domino, which must be 5 now, so that loses its ability to be 5. That's now an even circle. Yeah, okay, even circles. We can just immediately fill them in, can't we? That's an odd circle, so that's odd. That even has to get out, so that's even. We might in a moment want to start thinking about the perimeter trick with Yin Yang, but let's just hold off on that for a moment or two. That's even, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I am going to talk about this. So there's two secrets to Yin Yang that are absolutely critically important when you get these shading puzzles. The first is that you can never have a checkerboard in a 2 by 2. So let's just imagine that we try and put a checkerboard here, like that. And what we have to realize, why is this pattern impossible? Well, it's impossible because of the condition that we have to connect all of the blues to one another using an orthogonal connection, and we have to connect all the oranges to one another using an orthogonal connection. And if we think about the oranges for the sake of exposition, you can see that whatever path we took to connect the oranges up, we're going to isolate this blue in a way where it can't connect orthogonally to this without passing through the orange wall. And if we go the other way, of course, the logic is exactly the same. We just create a different pool of blue. So there are no checkerboards. But that leads to some interesting properties when you think about the perimeter. No jokes about me at parties. I am very well familiar with my own inadequacies when it comes to social interactions at parties. So let's think about, you can see now we've got a little bit of blue and a little bit of orange on the perimeter. Let's put a blue square there and an orange square here. The puzzle is now broken. And that it's because we've sort of got an exploded checkerboard problem. What do I mean by that? Well, obviously this orange needs to connect somehow to this orange. And however we do that, whatever circuitous route we take, this blue cannot now connect to this blue. It's impossible. So the perimeter of a yin yang, it can have two colours in it. So it can either be all one colour, which I've actually never seen, I don't think, in a yin yang, but it is permissible for that to be the case. Or it's two colours, but it's the perimeter must be divided into just one stretch of there's going to be one stretch of blue somewhere, there's going to be one stretch of orange somewhere, and that's it. There can be no interruptions other than that. Now, what would happen if this square... I was going to say, actually, am I wrong? I thought when I was going to do this, I was going to say this can't possibly be orange, and is that total and utter nonsense? I was absolutely convinced. My brain told me. Brain, you told me that this was not orange. But, well, because I could see that if this was orange, I had to orangify everything. Well, that's actually not broken, is it? Why did I think that was broken? I don't know. Someone can tell me why my brain focused on this square as being impossible. So I didn't need to tell you those secrets of Yin Yang, I don't think. That's very, very frustrating. I'm sorry. I mean, we probably will need those tricks anyway, but that's not 6 by Sudoku. Well, it's not 6 by Sudoku either. In fact, that square has become a naked single. That's these 3 and 5. So that's become a 4. You can take 4 out of these, 4 out of that one, 4 out of that one. That's become odd, and it's a circle, so it gets orangified. Now, the 4 disappearing from this white dot is mildly interesting, because it's now either a 2-3 pair, and then this couldn't be 4, so this would be a 1. That might be possible. Or it's a 5-6 pair, and this couldn't be 4, so this would be a 7. So that is... that's odd, but am I allowed to shade it therefore? No, hang on. No, I don't think I am. It doesn't say all odd digits are one colour and all even digits are another colour. It's only circle digits that I get to play colouring games with. So I better be a bit careful about that. Right. So how do we go... How do we take this forward then? What do we do next? Can we do more? I don't really know where. I'm not really sure where to look here. So what do I want to do? I really want to know the colour of this. That would be massive. Because whether that is blue or orange, imagine it was blue, then all of this is blue. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, well that was a good question. Yeah, this domino is important, isn't it? So in fact, maybe my brain was just I don't know. My brain thought about this square in the. I'm sure I was thinking about it in the context of orange, though. Right, this can't be blue. Because remember, we have to have just 2 colours, 2 contiguous colours in the perimeter. If this is blue, all of that is blue, and that is a 2 by 2 of blue in the perimeter. So in fact, this is orange, which means it's 3 or 5. And actually, that's interesting in the box as well. That gives me a 4-6. Actually, by Sudoku now, both of those become blue. But surely the big game in town now is to know if this is orange, I can't have a blue interrupting that orange strip round the perimeter here. So all of these are orange, which means that's blue. What's going on here? That's... Oh, hang on. I could have done this a different way, couldn't I? Because I worked out that was odd. Yeah, I worked out that this was either 2, 3. And that could never be 4. Yeah, okay, sorry. So I could have also got this a different way. Although it would only have given me that digit. So this digit was more efficient to focus on. But this is definitely even. So it is 2 or 6. And this digit is definitely odd. So it is 3 or 5. That gives me a 3-5 pair in the bottom row. And can we play any more games then with these circles now? The answer to that is, well, in fact, yes. I can simply ask I mean, it's not possible for any of these squares to be blue, is it? Because if any of these squares are blue, I'm going to complete a 2 by 2 here. So even this can't be blue. So basically the whole perimeter, all but, is orange. And if that's so, I've got the same problem with that square, but not with this one now. We've avoided this 2 by 2. So that's blue. And now this square is even. So this square is odd and is 5. Do we know what that digit is? No, that could still be 6, I think. So, I mean, it is from 6, 7, 8 or 9. But I think it could still be 6. It depends what that digit is. And that's a circled digit, so that becomes odd. So this becomes even because we have to avoid a 2 by 2 there, rather than when I say that becomes even, I mean it becomes blue. Actually, I better be precise. Now look, this blue has to get out, so that goes to there. And this is a consecutive pair, so that becomes odd, which means we must avoid a 2 by 2 here. That becomes even. Avoid checkerboards all over the place. That would be a checkerboard if that's not blue. This would be a checkerboard if that's not blue. This would be a checkerboard if that's not blue. That forces this to be orange to avoid a 2 by 2. This to be orange to avoid a 2 by 2. Now avoid a checkerboard here. So that, oh, look at this. That becomes odd. So that does that. That does that. This is no longer 4. That's no longer 5. Has that done something clever? Maybe, not sure. That's definitely even now, isn't it? And okay, that would be a 2 by 2 if that's not blue. So now we've got to avoid a 2 by 2 of blue here. So that becomes orange. That orange has to get out and see its friends. That becomes orange. This blue domino has to get out and see its friends. So that becomes blue. Avoid a checkerboard here. That becomes blue. This is just filling itself in. That becomes orange to avoid a thingy. That's got to be blue to avoid a checkerboard. That's got to be orange to avoid a 2 by 2. That orange has to get out. Oh my goodness. Now, that's weird, isn't it? It's absolutely weird and sort of wonderful. Okay, so have we now really... That could be just a 3 in the corner. We could be singing. Where's the easy win here? Is there an easy win to be found? Maybe. I'm looking for it and I'm not seeing it. I want that to be a 7, 8, 9 triple. No, that's got to be blue to avoid a 2 by 2. Didn't see that, but that's clearly true, isn't it? This is one of each. Now, is there some way we're going to end up with a problem? Now, there is, isn't there? Because look, we've got odd on top of, or we've got orange on top of blue. Now this is one of each, so if this was blue on top of orange, we'd have a checkerboard. So it can't be that. It must be odd on top of blue. Now avoid a checkerboard here. So that did become orange. No, hang on. So I've just managed to press the wrong button there. I managed to create a checkerboard, which is very daft. I didn't want to do that. Avoid a checkerboard here, so that becomes blue. This orange hasn't got out, so let's get it out. Okay, so that was a little bit of progress. 6 is in one of those squares. Oh, look, that's become a 4 by Sudoku, so that becomes a 6. 4 is nearly interesting in box 6. It's only got 2 places. Let's double click the 6s. Can we do any wonders with those? No, I don't. Oh, this 6 is looking at that, so that's a 2. So that's a 1 and that's a 3. Oh, we didn't get a 3 in the corner. We got a 5 in the corner. No song for us. Okay, if they're 2, 3, that's a 4. And that is consecutive with 4, so that is 5 because it's not 2, 3. So this is now a 3 to make this sequence of consecutive digits work. That is a 6 up there, so we do get 7, 8, 9. We've still got 2 and 4 to put into these squares, and we have a 4 here, so that's 4. That's 2. And now we can pencil mark a 2 in there. Yeah, we don't have as many 2s. It's not 2s we should be focusing on. It's digits like 6. Yeah, I mean, now I get this as a 6. That's on a thingy which can't connect to a 5. So that's become a 7. Now that, I was going to say that, well, it is 8 actually. This could have been 6 again, because you could have gone 6, 7, 6, but we couldn't because there was already a 6 in the box. 7 now goes here, so that's 8 to be consecutive. That's 9, that's 9, that's 8, that's 7. Sudoku is our friend for once. This is a 1-2 pair now by Sudoku. Again, Sudoku being helpful. 6, 8, 9 into these squares. And that's interesting. That's got to be a 9. And that does the 6 and the 8. This is 8 in one of those. We can get the digit at the bottom here. That's a 7. Which means that's a 7. We can do the 8, 9 pair over here just by Sudoku. These squares are 5 and 6. And we can do that. 6 and 5 go in. These squares have got to be 3, 8 and 9. That's now a 5. Oh, this is wonderful. That's a 5 by Sudoku. It's absolutely wonderful, this. That's a 5 by Sudoku. I've got a 1 and a 2 to place in column 8, and that gives me a 1-2 pair in this row. I haven't finished the yin yanging. But now that's circled, so that's blue, that's orange. Is that going to do thing? Yeah, avoided 2 by 2, avoided checkerboard, avoided 2 by 2. What's that? That's got to be avoiding a 2 by 2. That gives me the opportunity to avoid a checkerboard again. That's got to get out. Just double. Right, look at those blues. If you double click them, you can see they are not orthogonally connected yet. That's strange. That feels a bit weird to me. So I have to evenify, if you like, or bluify this odd digit. Now. Oh, and that's blue, because otherwise that's a 2 by 2. So how do we do this last bit then? Isn't this... that looks ambiguous. Am I going mad? I probably am just going mad. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. But that could be blue, and then that would be orange. Oh, no, it's the dot. Sorry, the dots do divide things of different parity, don't they? Or different colouring. So that's orange, and the blue needs to connect, and that... Okay, so that I think is the shading. Let's just double click it, see if we can see any 2 by 2s. I can't see any 2 by 2s, so it's probably correct. And now, well, is it just Sudoku, or have we got any other white dots that we need to bear in mind? I can't see any. So it might just be a Sudoku exercise from here. That's possible. Okay, let's think about that then. These are 1, 2, and 4. So the middle digit there is a 1. That was not where to look. What about those squares? 1, 3, and 4 again. So that's 3 actually. That's 4, that's 1. That's a bit better. So that's 1, that's 2. 1 has to go here now. That's 2. That's just using Sudoku. Now, what's that done then? Maybe this column? 3, 7, 9. That was... No. Well, no. Okay, where's 7 in the column? It does have to go there. We'll get left with a 3, 9 pair, I think. That 1 is doing the 1 and the 2 over there. So maybe for the central row. 3, 8, 9? No. Oh, well, I'm going to do that because that creates a 3, 9 pair, which means these squares are a 2, 4 pair, and I've no doubt, yeah, we can do those. 4 and 2. We seem to have a lot of those digits. That's a 2 by Sudoku, so the 2 and the 4 go in there. Have we done all 4s? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we've done all 4s. Let's do 5s. Have we done those? Yes. Have we done 6s? It would be remiss of us if we haven't done 6s, given there were 6 6s in circles straight off the bat. 3s? Ooh, 3s we've done appallingly at. That's not 3. In fact, look, the central column needs 7. Oh, that's a naked single. That's got to be a 9. So 9 and 8 go in. That means we put 7 at the top of the grid. 1, 8 and 9 into these squares. I'm looking at that as if it should resolve, but I can't see how it resolves. What about maybe those squares? 1 and 7. Yeah, 7. That given 7 is being useful. Now we get a 1 here. How about 1s? We've done all the 1s. All right, let's try 2s. We have done all the 2s as well. So it's sort of the higher digits than the 3, isn't it? So this is a 3-8 pair. Yeah, and that is going to do things, because that, of course, means that this square becomes a 9. And if that becomes a 9, that becomes an 8. That's a 9, that's an 8. That's an 8, that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 9. That's a 3, that's a 9. And and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That is absolutely brilliant. What a brilliant puzzle. Solve count 100 people in 3 days. Do I like it? I certainly do. Dag H, take a bow. That was beautiful. It's just a gorgeous idea. I actually really loved the circles at the start. I loved the fact I could fill in a 1 here. Firstly, I loved the fact that I could immediately see that there were 6 different digits in circles, so it had to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I loved that that was a 1. Then I loved that I knew there were 2 2s in there, and then I loved that I knew there was a 3 in there, so that was all the 3s dealt with, and this was a 4, 5, 6 triple. And then it was just a matter of starting to build on the yin yang, wasn't it? And we could, yeah, and I was very slow. That's where I was poor, because my brain, like, it inverted itself and started to tell me about this digit not being able to be orange, when in fact I should just instantly have been able to see that blue was the problem. I think my brain, it's very, I find that really odd, actually, because my brain clearly appreciated where the weak point was, but what it told me about the weak point was such utter nonsense that it deserves a chastisement. So my brain was jolly naughty there. And well, actually, look at the perimeter. There's only 3 cells of blue in there at all. Yeah, but it's a quality puzzle. Quality puzzle. Everything about that was enjoyable. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.